This is a stimulus update and daily news report. Got some important updates to share with you. We'll go over this article with a potential recession hanging over the country. More states issue stimulus checks. Is yours one of them? We'll go over the latest $1,000 stimulus checks as well as the exact date for the $1,500 stimulus checks. And President Biden's approval ratings are soaring. Well, it really depends on which poll you look at because other ones is falling. But hypothetically, President Biden is leading over former President Trump. I'll give you more details on that, and gas prices could continue to fall unless there is a perfect storm that could happen. I'll give you more details on that and some other important updates. Hope you're having a fantastic Friday. If you appreciate the fact-based, fast-paced updates, hit the like button down below. So with a potential recession hanging over the country, more states issue stimulus checks. Is yours one of them? So at the moment, there is roughly 21 out of the 50 states that are offering stimulus checks. And is yours one of them? Well, I'm going to go over in more detail exactly which states are giving September stimulus checks in tomorrow's video. As you can see, I got my kids in the background and family. Anyways, nearly all COVID, or here's some sad news right here. Nearly all COVID stimulus education money approved early in 2021 remains unspent. So what this means right here is the White House says American Rescue Plan money accelerated school spending of other federal funds. So what this means is that there was a bunch of money left for schools and it was approved, but almost all of it remains unspent, which is not the first time that stimulus money has remained unspent because there's still around $800 billion in an account that was supposed to be used to send out to struggling Americans. But at this point, it is not going out. It's just sitting there. But in terms of this, government figures showed that just over 12% of money allocated for education in the American Rescue Plan stimulus has been spent so far as the U.S. enters the second full year since the law's swift passage of 2021. So still remaining unspent money there. When it comes to other stimulus checks that are going out, exact date Americans will receive new up to $1,500 direct payment by this month going out. So this is going on in the state of Colorado, and to receive this money, you had to submit your income tax return by June 30th, and it's $750 for single filers, $1,500 for joint filers, and residents who met the June deadline can expect to see their checks by September 30th. So by the end of this month, however, for anyone who filed an extension, the latest there will be October 17th. So those are the dates for Colorado. And then deadline to apply for $1,000 direct one-time credit, tax credit, 14 days away. So this is going on in Maryland to claim a student loan debt tax credit of up to $1,000 is 2 weeks away. So if you're in Maryland and you qualify, it looks like September 15th is the deadline to get the $1,000 checks if you qualify for this based on student loans. And then when it comes to President Biden leading Trump in hypothetical rematch, according to a poll. According to the Wall Street Journal, Biden holds a 6-point lead over Trump in a hypothetical rematch. Should there be a rematch? Let me know your thoughts on that. President Biden versus former President Trump. Should there even be a 2024 rematch between both of these presidents? Or should there be some new blood in the race? Let me know your thoughts on that. Then when it comes to President Biden's approval rating, so Joe Biden's approval soars ahead of primetime speech on midterms. So President Biden on a roll lately, giving some fiery speeches. Looks like this President Biden has been sleeping compared to the campaign Biden, who was on the campaign trail giving a lot of passion in his speeches. Seems like he was kind of asleep lately, but now, more recently, he's going up and his approval ratings are surging. Or are they? This is according to the Quinnipiac poll. But as you can see here, poll, Biden approval rating falls. So it really depends on which poll you're looking at and whether it leans a little more right, a little more left. But there was also another one where it says his approval ratings was falling, approval ratings were soaring. But what are your thoughts on that? More on approval and poll ratings. Take a look at this video clip right here.
With just over 2 months until November's midterm elections, a new survey shows a major momentum shift for Democrats. Just crossing this morning, the latest Wall Street Journal poll shows 47% of registered voters say if the election were held today, they would vote for the Democratic candidate. That's compared to 44% who would vote vote Republican. A big swing from March when Republicans held a 5-point lead over Democrats. A big part of that shift comes from a change among independent voters who now favor Democratic candidates by 3%. Back in March, that lead was 12% for Republicans, a 15% swing since just March. And when asked about a potential rematch between Donald Trump and Joe Biden in 2024, voters say they prefer the current president, 50% to 44%. In March, the two were tied, Joe. Also in this poll, Joe Biden's approval number is up to 45%. This is a new Wall Street Journal poll that just crossed this morning.
Yeah, and there are a lot of different reasons, I suppose, this is happening. You can look at the January 6th hearings, but on top of that, though, you just have to keep going back to the fact that Roe was overturned.
Yeah.
There's a half-century guarantee of privacy rights for women, where women would make decisions about their bodies, about their pregnancy, about their lives. Now you have state legislators, old men in state legislatures who are making those decisions for the most part. And we Americans don't do well with having a right to privacy taken away after a half century. That has to be a big part of it. We've talked about the extremism on guns. We've talked about the extremism of violent rhetoric. You're going to look at Lindsey Graham talking about Republican riots, that Republicans are going to riot in the streets if they don't get their way. If the law is applied to Donald Trump also, of course, pushing that narrative as well. And also, I say this at the end because I'm going to go back to what Ben Shapiro said earlier this week when he said Republicans should move away from Donald Trump. These days, there's negative partisanship. People don't vote, for the most part, for legislation that is passed. They vote against a candidate. They vote against the party. And right now, Mika, it's you're looking at a lot of independents who have shifted dramatically. I'm sure you're looking at a lot of suburban voters. Younger voters in this poll have moved very quickly. I will say in that case, there's no doubt, there's no denying this. John Della Volpe has said this, and I think the numbers back it up. Actually, the student loan forgiveness, I think that has helped Joe Biden an awful lot with younger voters, where he had just been getting absolutely hammered. So whether you think that's a good idea or not, for Joe Biden and the Democrats, politically a very good idea. But again, long way to go. But if these numbers hold over the next couple of months, then it's less likely that you're going to have that massive red wave that we were all expecting 6 months ago and that the Republicans should be enjoying.
Yeah. And the women, the votes of women, I think will absolutely resonate in the midterms across the board.
What are your thoughts on that? President Biden, approval ratings soaring. Is this going to maintain itself? Do you think Democrats still have a chance for the midterm elections with what's going on? Let me know your thoughts on that. And should there be more aid? Will that help Democrats with the election? Seems that that has worked in the past. It could work again now. Moving on to gas prices. So gas prices should keep falling if we can avoid the perfect storm. National average of gas could retreat to $3.79 per gallon by Labor Day weekend, which is upon us. Take a look at this video clip explaining more.
Americans preparing to hit the roads for Labor Day weekend. The current national average for regular gas sitting at about $3.82 this morning. Travel companies are predicting the number of people traveling this holiday weekend expected to rebound to pre-pandemic levels. Joining me now is Gas Buddy Head of Petroleum Analysis, Patrick DeHaan. And Patrick, I'm sure there's a lot of relief out there for drivers since we're not sitting at $5, we're sitting at $3 and change.
Yeah, it's improved significantly over the course of the summer. Labor Day is one of the less traveled summer holidays, still expecting millions to hit the road with gas prices, as you mentioned, that have fallen. We currently show the tally at about $3.82 a gallon. I think by Labor Day we'll drop to $3.79 a gallon. And the good news is that barring hurricanes or disruptions, I think Americans will continue to see gas prices going down, perhaps giving them some incentive to hit the road for the last summer holiday of the year.
But you know what? I got to say here, we do have some warnings about some storms that are brewing off the East Coast. You mentioned hurricanes. Even though August was a quiet month, that might change. What type of increase in gas prices do you think we'd see if we have a couple of major hits?
Well, you know, it's all looking at a storm like a Hurricane Harvey or a Hurricane Ida like we saw last year. We're still in a precarious situation where supply remains extremely tight. And the storm you'll want to be wary of is any storm entering the Gulf of Mexico, a stronger 3, 4, or 5 category that heads for an area between, say, New Orleans and Houston. There's still the possibility, if we do get that perfect storm, that gas prices could suddenly jump by over 50 cents a gallon. So keep an eye on that.
All right. Yeah, no, certainly we always do. Those rigs down in the Gulf are always vulnerable. AAA has got travel tips for those hitting the road this weekend. They are advising travel on off-peak times. Avoid travel on Thursday or Friday. They suggest traveling on the holiday itself, as traffic is the lightest. And then they also recommend pick a destination close to home. Your thoughts on these tips?
Well, Gas Buddy gasoline demand data indicates that, yes, Thursday afternoons, Friday afternoons are the busiest time to hit the road. So especially Friday afternoon between, say, 1 and 6 o'clock, you'll see a little bit of gridlock in the nation's biggest cities. So if you can avoid that, traveling in the morning, whether that's this morning or tomorrow morning. And then Monday is going to be an extremely busy day as well as motorists come back. So all of those Gas Buddy demand figures show that you should avoid Friday and Monday if at all possible, or travel earlier or later in the day.
I was going to say traveling earlier on Friday or earlier on Monday. Of course, you're talking to somebody that gets up at 3 a.m., but that always seems to be the best. Well, the best way to avoid traffic, though, right?
It really is. I mean, if you can move your travel up, you're going to be saving yourself potentially a lot of time stuck in traffic, especially in the nation's biggest cities. Yeah. Expect a lot of gridlock on Friday afternoon and Monday afternoon. So if you come back late Monday night, of course, nobody wants to cut the holiday weekend, the last holiday weekend, short. So coming back Monday morning seems like a pretty steep order, but otherwise traveling first thing Tuesday morning is much, much better than Monday afternoon as well.
So those are the tips for Labor Day, but will gas prices keep falling in the future? Seems to have a downward trend. Let me know your thoughts on that. Also, do you have any plans for Labor Day? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And that is all the news that I have for you today to hopefully cheer you up a bit. Here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, this is Bella, tip of the day. I want to say that never let bad vibes take over you. You have to let the good vibes just let you free. You have to always be good and always be humble and always be great to everybody. And I love making these tip of the days for you guys because you guys are my friends. Bye! I want to do tip of the day. I'm going to do a tip of the day. Hi, guys. Hi. This is my tip of the day. I want to say, don't go on the road. If you cross, you'll get smushed. And have a great day. Bye.
Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate all of your support. We should be heading back home in a day or so, still having a bunch of fun. Bella is going to perform in a show. I'm going to try to get you a clip of that. She's been having a good time. We've been playing pickleball. We've been swimming and doing all types of fun stuff. Anyways, hopefully you have a great rest of your day. If you want to check out any of my other videos, my other channels, you could click right up here and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.